Have you ever wondered why God seems to be taking His time to answer your prayers? No, He's not giving you the cold shoulder. That's the topic we're going to tackle in this video. We're going to dive into the enigma behind God's silence and how His answer may be unfolding in ways you'd never anticipate. So, don't peel your eyes away from this video, because I believe this is the message God has for you today. Subscribe to our channel and share this video. This content might be the beacon someone, somewhere is desperately seeking. Now, picture yourself in the vast expanse of a ruthless desert. Sand dunes stretch as far as the eye can see, like frozen waves in an endless sea. The sun is at its zenith, turning the sky into a massive dome of fire, and each grain of sand below appears to glow, radiating the relentless heat back at you. In this scene, there's a man, all by his lonesome. His clothes are worn and stained by sweat and dust. His lips are chapped, his throat parched from thirst, and every muscle in his body screams in agony. Hunger is a constant companion, as ever-present as the shadow the merciless sun casts around him. He drops to his knees, the burden of his situation weighing heavier than gravity on his shoulders. Words escape his mouth in a raspy whisper. God, I need a miracle. He yearns for an oasis, a slice of heaven amidst his hellish reality. But as he opens his eyes and looks around, all he sees is more of the same inhospitable desert. Now, imagine the feeling of hopelessness, the icy dread that settles in your heart when, despite your passionate pleas, nothing seems to change. This man could be any one of us, crying out for a miracle, for divine intervention, only to be met with seemingly endless silence. How many of us have been in this personal desert, surrounded by our own sandstorms, with the scorching sun of adversity beating down on our backs? Who among us hasn't raised our voices, our hearts, in a desperate prayer, longing for a miracle, yearning for a change, craving relief? How often have we cried out, and it seems like the only response is the echo of our own voices bouncing back at us, a bitter reminder of our solitude? We feel as if we're talking to the void, and the apparent absence of a response can make us question, is God really listening? Does He truly care? Why does it seem like He's silent? But what if I told you that this silence we so fear is not a sign of abandonment, but rather a sign of deep and powerful work happening behind the scenes of our lives? What if this silence is actually proof of God's unconditional love and constant presence, guiding us through our personal deserts? These are the questions we should ask ourselves when we find ourselves in the midst of the desert, crying out for a miracle. This desert man is us, in our moments of despair and loneliness. But what he, and we, often fail to grasp is that God is always in motion, even when we can't see it. In the vast expanse of the desert, God didn't answer the man with a spectacular display of power. There were no parting heavens, no voices of thunder. Instead, God chose to answer with something much subtler, but no less powerful. A gentle breeze began to stir, invisible to the eye but unmistakable to the touch. This breeze, seemingly insignificant against the vast and ruthless desert, was God's silent yet undeniable response. It was a divine breath, a celestial whisper, a touch almost imperceptible, but filled with divine purpose. This breeze was #the translation is too long to fit in one message, so I'm breaking it up into multiple parts. Here's the continuation. Like a celestial compass, guiding the man through the sandy maze. With every gust, every breath of wind, the man was directed. What seemed insignificant was actually moving the man, step by step, towards his salvation. This breeze didn't bring the oasis immediately in front of the man. It didn't quench his thirst or fill his empty stomach. But it guided him in the right direction, pointing the way forward. And with every step, the man's faith strengthened, hope rekindled, and he realized he wasn't alone. This is the mysterious and wonderful way God often works in our lives. He may not answer the way we expect, or when we expect, but He is always working, guiding us with an unseen hand and unquestionable love. And so it is with us on our individual journeys. Sometimes, we're so focused on our circumstances, so immersed in our difficulties, that we fail to notice the subtlety of God's actions. Perhaps, like the man in the desert, we expect an instant oasis for our problems. We anticipate a radical transformation, a spectacular miracle. But often, God doesn't change circumstances the way we expect. Instead, He's changing us. He's shaping our character, strengthening our faith, making us more resilient, more enduring, more rooted in His grace and His love. In Isaiah 40, verses 29 to 31, we find words of comfort and promise. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. These words don't promise a life free of challenges. They don't promise that there won't be deserts to cross. Instead, they promise that, even amidst trials, God will give us the strength we need. They assure us that, if we trust in Him, if we hope in Him, our strength will be renewed. Now, let's come together, in unity of spirit and purpose, to say a prayer, seeking this strength and renewing our hope in God. Lord, I implore You, give me strength when I'm weary, increase my power when I'm weak. Help me trust in You, hope in You, even when I can't see Your plan. Strengthen my faith and my character, and guide me through the deserts of my life. Amen. God is with us, friends. He's listening. He's working. So keep hanging on, keep trusting, keep hoping. If this message touched your heart, hit the like button on this video and share it with the ones you love. Subscribe to our channel and stick around for more messages of faith and hope. Until the next video, God bless.